some deals for us. They pleaded. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Just think about it. They were strong. And so think about where we are now. We listen, we used to be in luxury. We can't take no torture. What kind of deal would we make under pressure? Okay, so it's not to blame them, but when now that you are in the body, okay, you now have the authority to override all of that. Because your ancestors are now working through you. And see, this is what I'm talking about. This kind of came through, you know, just really when you're not operating out of pain or pleasure, okay, when you're focusing in on that melanin molecule, we will talk to you. You get different. This is the whole reason for the woke course. You get different messages. This is one of the messages. Listen, we made some deals behind y'all back. Y'all don't know what we signed y'all up for. We sorry, but we was being tortured. And y'all couldn't even take what we doing right now. So we've been trying to tell you, listen, get out and break those contracts, break those agreements. You can break any contract and any agreement. You know why? Because there's only one that you have to keep. That's the one you came in with. So when we're meditating, okay, when we get in that meditative state, look at us. We think we look like this, right? This is what it feels like. You cannot tell us that we do not have access to everything when we get into that state. Okay, you can't tell us that we don't have access to everything. Next thing you know, boom. This is where we really are. All what you see over here is everything that you are unaware of. You don't have to take your pain and turn it into purpose. You don't have to take your pleasure and turn it into purpose. You just need to be on purpose. Okay? And enjoy being on purpose. Period. Okay? So that was the question that kind of led to this whole experience. Okay? And then you can identify, okay, when you're operating on purpose, here's another phase. You're able to identify that you are operating on pain or pleasure, and you avoid making decisions from that space. Yet. All right? You're just frustrated, okay? It's just frustrating. So how can I be so enlightened and I still have this stuff going on in my life? How can that be? I've done so much work. I've overcome so many things, and I've still got this mess going on, right? Okay. So these are some of the experiences that you either have had or probably will have in trying to hold your focus on this information, and it seems like a struggle. Okay. Funniest things on here is, I think the first one is when you're like all zen and everything. And then somebody that know how to push that button will push that button, and that just all goes out the window. And the funny thing is, you're probably at a point where even though it goes out of the window, you're observing yourself as you're going through it. Like you can still, you're still aware of what you're doing. But it just goes out of the window. He's just like, you know what? How did this happen? So those are some of the things that we, have experienced or will experience. All right. So here's some of the secrets.